Hi guys, it's Daniel here again. In this video, I want to talk about the benefits of brain training. This is something that people ask me all the time. Like everyone knows that I increased my intelligence by 13 IQ points by doing the brain training, but people want to know what are the real world benefits that I've actually seen from this increase in intelligence. Because an increase in IQ, that's just a number on a bit of paper. But what are the real world advantages that I saw? So there's kind of four main really big advantages that I saw, and then multiple little smaller advantages. So I'll just go over the four really big ones because they're the most interesting, really. So in terms of the benefits that I saw, the first one was the increase in my chess tactical ability, which basically means my ability to solve chess puzzles. So before I started the brain training, I used to do the chess puzzles every night. I used to solve five chess puzzles every single night for a couple of years before I started the brain training. It was just like a fun way to wind down at night before bed. And my chess puzzle rating was just fairly average. Like I wasn't bad, I wasn't good either. I was just kind of average in terms of my chess puzzle rating, my ability to solve these chess puzzles. But then when I started the brain training, what I saw was my ability to solve these puzzles just started climbing higher and higher and higher and higher and really fast. And after even just a month of brain training, it was quite obvious that the brain training was having a massive impact on my ability to solve these chess puzzles. And that's what gave me the motivation to keep going with the brain training. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with when they start this brain training because, for example, I gained 13 IQ points in 2 years. So if someone did this brain training for just a month or two, they might only really gain 1 IQ point, which is not really enough to see any difference in your real life. But because I was doing these chess puzzles on a consistent basis for many years before I started the brain training, then I could clearly see the huge jump in my performance due to the brain training. So that's what actually kept me going with the brain training, whereas other people might have quit after a month or two because the brain training isn't fun to do. I didn't quit because I saw the results immediately in my real life, whereas other people might not have seen those results. So, in terms of the chess puzzle results, they just kept climbing and climbing. And I went from being average at solving chess puzzles to after I think a year and a half, I was number one in my country. I was number one in Australia at solving chess puzzles. Now, that actually didn't improve my overall chess game that much because chess puzzles are just a very small component of chess as the whole game. Because chess is a lot bigger than just the puzzles within chess. But still, I was very happy to become number one in Australia at solving chess puzzles just because of this brain training. And that's really one of the main advantages that I saw from this brain training is basically my ability to solve puzzles. And it's not just solving chess puzzles, it's solving puzzles in my everyday life, which is kind of the second advantage that I saw. So I actually found that I could solve everyday puzzles in my life a lot easier. And one of them was in trading. So I've been kind of trading on and off since I was about 18 years old. And really, I hadn't seen that many results before I started the brain training. Actually, I'd been a losing trader for approximately 10 years or more than 10 years. And yeah, I wasn't a profitable trader by that point. But then when I started the brain training, my trading massively improved as well. And it does actually make sense because when you think about it, trading is just kind of like small puzzles. They're just like small chess puzzles, but they're trading. You just have to look at all the variables and try and solve the puzzle. Is the price going to go up or down? It's the same as solving a chess puzzle. It's a little bit different, but it's very similar. And I noticed my trading results massively improved. And the year or two when I was doing the most brain training was by far the best year I've ever had with trading. And I made just a lot of money through trading. And I can't really put it down to anything else. A part of it is, of course, because I've been training for multiple years, that of course I'm going to get slightly better as time goes on. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. Of course, that's part of it. But the biggest part was clearly due to the brain training. It was similar to my chess puzzle results where as soon as I started the brain training, my chess puzzle results just exploded higher. It's similar to my trading results, where I was just kind of flat. Like I'd make some money, then I'd lose some money from trading, and then all of a sudden I was just exploding higher, making more and more and more money. And now, of course, I'm not like a perfect trader now. I'm not like the best in the world. I do think I have potential to be one of the best traders in the world, but I do still have some flaws in my psychology that are holding me back from being one of the best in the world. Um, but yeah, still in terms of my results, I've been quite consistently profitable since that point, since I started the brain training. And I can't really put it down to anything else apart from the brain training. Like nothing else changed in my life that could have possibly had that impact on my trading results. And that's kind of the second benefit that I saw from brain training. The third benefit is similar to those two. It's just my ability to solve puzzles in my real life, just everyday puzzles. So I noticed that my ability to manage my businesses was just a lot easier as well, because I could find little hacks to improve my business, to make them more efficient, to make them easier to run. I found little ways to solve problems in my real life as well that I didn't even realize were problems. Like I found a way to quite easily lose 15 kilos. I didn't even realize I was overweight at the time, because like when you have a lower IQ, I think you don't even realize problems that are in your world. You don't even realize that some things are problems because you can't really comprehend them, because you don't have the brain power to really see all the problems that are around you. But when you increase your intelligence, you open up your scope, your breadth, to be able to see more problems around you and to solve those problems. And yeah, one of those was finding a way to easily lose 15 kilos with really not that much effort. Like I changed my diet a little bit, but I didn't really change my exercise routine that much. Like it was just little tweaks here and there, and basically finding just really efficient ways to improve my diet. I think I've made a video on that before as well, if you want to check that out. So that's kind of the third advantage, was basically finding puzzles in my everyday life and then finding ways to solve them. And it's puzzles that I didn't even know were there. Like I didn't even know that I was overweight. Like now looking back at it, seeing old photos of myself, yeah, it was quite obvious that I was overweight. But that at the time, like I didn't even realize it, you know? So that's kind of the third benefit. And the fourth benefit, which was actually the most enjoyable and kind of the coolest benefit I got from doing the brain training, is high definition vision. Now I've made a video on that before as well. So basically, high definition vision is basically my vision changed so that I see the world in high definition as opposed to normal definition that I was seeing the world in before. So the best way I can explain it is, imagine putting on a high definition video and then watching the same video in just normal definition, and just look at the comparison. Like the high definition video just looks really crisp. You can see the details more clearly. And that's kind of how I see the world now after doing the brain training. That's something that unlocked for me after about a year or so of doing the brain training. Around about the time that I got to quad 8 back was the time that I got the high definition vision. And yeah, that's the fourth main benefit that I unlocked from the brain training. So in terms of the advantages of the high definition vision, I think it is actually the ability to see more in the world around you. And it does kind of correlate with the other advantages. Like these are four separate advantages that I've explained, but in a sense, they're all kind of the same advantage, because what they all come down to is seeing things that you didn't know were there before, finding information that is all around you that you didn't see before, and putting it together to solve a problem, and to solve problems you didn't even know existed. That's kind of the basis of all of these advantages. So they're all quite similar in that sense. And that's where the high definition vision comes into it as well, because my ability to see information in the real world has effectively just increased massively. Because I heard somewhere that humans only actually absorb about 10% of the information that they're seeing around them at any given moment. Because when we're looking around, it looks like we're seeing everything in front of us. But what our eyes are actually doing is darting around really quickly and taking snapshots of the world around us, and then our brain kind of pieces those snapshots back together into an image. And of course, you can imagine that if you're just taking snapshots like that and then piecing it together, you're going to miss a lot of information around you. So I think when you obtain high definition vision, it simply just means that you can see more of the information around you, and you can therefore put more of that information together to solve problems, to find problems and to solve them in your real world. And that's effectively what I did with all those other steps with chess puzzles. It just helped me to find more information in the chess puzzle, so I could solve harder and harder chess puzzles. And in my trading results, it helped me find more information, so I could more accurately determine if something is going to go up in price or down in price. So I think all these advantages kind of are the same advantage. They're kind of the same thing, but they manifest in different ways. They manifest in improved trading results, improved chess puzzle results, and just improved life results in general. So yeah, those are kind of the main advantages to brain training that I've seen so far. There have been a lot smaller advantages, but they're less interesting, like being able to hold more numbers in my working memory, being able to hold mobile numbers and bank account numbers in my working memory, things like that. But those advantages aren't that interesting, or they aren't that beneficial to my overall life. But yeah, these 4 main advantages have been quite beneficial to my life overall. I'm still hopeful that there will be more advantages to come in the future as I continue the brain training and as I continue to increase my intelligence. I'm not sure if there will be higher levels of things to unlock, but there quite possibly will be. Like, I wasn't expecting any of these advantages when I started the brain training. So who knows what else could be unlocked with more advanced brain training, with increasing my intelligence even further. Yeah, that's about it, guys. If you like this content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, leave me a comment down below if you have any questions or anything. Cheers, guys.